everybody on Zoom hear us okay?
Yep, we can hear you.
Awesome, thanks Kyle.
Of course.
We're gonna wait just a couple minutes because Joel's not here yet, so we're gonna start talking about some things, but we won't make any decisions until Joel gets here unless he says he can't make it. We still have a quorum, so we should be good either way. That was the date 47, the payment right. So I brought back both the 847 budget as well as the the 847 as well as the 705 budget. Just so we could kind of go through them all, both, and see what we want to do. So it's supposed to be, so for the 705 budget, that was the one that we had let TJ know that the 380 under the FY26 proposed under wages and salaries, because he said that the overnight stipend was not included in this, but it did reflect in that number. So it should be, when you get there, 360.
So it's really the budget should 700,308.
Okay.
705 is the estimated revenue.
Right, so that's, yeah, that's what we would be paying out, so 368,805 is that? Instead of 380. Instead of 380. So that does, so the 368,805 plus the 319,406 for the operating expenses, that does equal up to 703,08. So. What?
Yeah.
So if you
360 and
368
here,
right.
661.
Getting the other 20. Hey DJ, do you have the 705 budget in front of you by chance?
I can pull it up. I'm up north, but I do have access to that file.
Oh, okay, I just wanted to ask a quick question just for addition purposes. Just make sure that we're not missing where the rest of the money is. It's about it's about $20,000 that we're looking at.
Okay, I am trying to pull that file up right now here.
Yeah, no worries. Let us know when you're ready.
Hey, what's up?
We haven't started the meeting yet. We're looking at, there he is.
Oh,
I pledge allegiance.
You're good.
We're on recorded.
Oh,
You ready? Oh, you're muted.
sorry about that. I have it in front of me right now.
Okay, so if you look at the column for FY26 proposed under wages and salaries, so the 380,000 number that we had talked to you about last time, because you had indicated that the overnight stipend was not included in that, so it really should be 360,805. Is that correct?
The overnight stipend is not in. It's the as you can see, the line item is a dash. It's not included, and it is removed from that number.
What line item is that?
So the overnight coverage stipend would have been 703.400.
Okay, I got it. So,
Why is it not the other?
Did you, you guys were giving the overnight stipend for fiscal year 25 though, right?
Yes, it was originally wrapped into the staffing rate. Just for cleanliness and clarification in the budget. That's why I broke it out to a separate line for this. Well, would have been broke out to a separate line for this year.
Okay, and so it was in fiscal year 25, which line item was it wrapped into? The 187 or the 69?
The 703.300.
For the 187. Oh.
Yep. Yeah, the 187,000.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so then that 380 would be correct.
Yes.
Yes.
If you do the stipend, it's like $39,000 a year, right?
Well, so if you do 187 minus 165, 13,72, that's about $22,000. Yeah.
Overnight stipend, $450 per, $450 an hour, right? Times 2, which is $9 an hour. Times 12 hours. Times 350.
Yeah, it's 13,016. Yeah. Did you hear that, DJ?
No, I'm sorry. It's pretty quiet.
That's okay. So what Mark was just saying, so if the overnight stipend for fiscal year 25 was you paid $4.50
Mhm.
for 2 guys, correct?
Yes.
So that's $9 times 12.
Yes.
Okay, so 9 times 12 is 108, and you paid it for 352 days?
365.
Well, 365. Sorry.
Okay, so 108, I would say 365. So that would be 39,420.
Correct.
So when we take the 187, which you said that's where the overnight stipend was originally, and we take it out of the 165.
So
Go ahead.
the issue is last year the budget, the person who prepared the budget did the math for that wrong. So
Okay.
the budget should have been presented roughly $20,000 or $25,000 higher for the staffing, or for that 703.300 line if they'd have included that in there correctly.
Okay, so they didn't include, they only included about $22,000.
Yeah, they only included part of it. It wasn't included for the entire amount. That was I found the sheet that was the workup for it, and it was a clerical error on that.
Okay.
Let's do this. We can start.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah. We'll go ahead and start and we'll continue asking questions, okay?
Yep.
All right.
So I'll call the order of meeting at 3:10 p.m. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do a quick roll call. Supervisor Bogie.
Here.
Clerk Stefan here. Treasurer Joel.
Here.
Trustee Shelby here. And Trustee Nick is excused.
Approval agenda, which is just the fire budget summary we got. I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comment for 2 minutes.
Gee, you know, I'll make sure it's not that hot, because when I don't that plug, it's hot. Okay, that's all I got.
Anybody online? All right.
Nothing.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so we'll continue kind of discussing. So kind of what we were just talking about was we wanted to make sure that for the $700,000 budget, we wanted to make sure that the numbers were right, to make sure that we were approving, if we were gonna approve it, the correct amounts. So what DJ was kind of saying was the overnight stipend was originally bucketed into the 703,300 line item for fiscal year 25, which is the 187,000. This year proposal is 165,213. That would not include the overnight stipend, but they didn't budget for the full amount of the overnight stipend in 25. There was a clerical error. So that's why it does not add up to the full 39,420 when we take it away. It only adds up to about 21,700.
Yeah.
You said it was about 22,000 short.
Yeah, so
So it'd
it
be
adds
about
up
roughly 209.
Yeah, so it adds up, so 39,000 minus 21,700. So about 17,300 is what is missing. So the numbers here are reflected accurate for the no overnight stipend for fiscal year 26.
Well, really, well, we paid out last year the full overnight stipend, didn't we?
Correct.
So we actually paid out the 204,300.
Correct. Correct. Yes. So I brought both budgets back. So the 847, 647 is the one that includes the overnight stipend. DJ, correct me, both of these budgets reflect 7 days, 12 hours, right?
Yes, both of these budgets reflect 7-day-a-week, 12-hour coverage.
Okay, and for two guys, correct?
Correct, for 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people. Correct, thank you. So the difference between the two is no capital for the 700,000 and no overnight stipend. I think everything else is pretty similar in terms of expenditures.
The only issue I got is on this fire department, I've got. I'm gonna make this easy. So I got Milan Area Fire Department rates and staffing memorandum of understanding. Well, I have 3 of them. One says at the top, I'm just gonna use the top line. It says for 24-25, it's 1366 now. Then I got one that says 25-26, it says 24-25, it says 1379 an hour. Then we
The
go-
rates, I apologize.
Go ahead, DJ.
Okay, the rates and staffing memos are meant to be paired with the appropriate budget. So the without having the ones you're looking at in front of me, I apologize. I can't tell you which one is which, but the original, the $850,000 budget would be paired with the one rates and staffing memo that does show some raises and raises and shows the overnight staffing. There was the rates and staffing memo that went along with this has no raises shown in it. And
Well,
Go ahead.
sorry, DJ, I don't mean to interrupt. He's talking about the 24-25 here does not match up.
Okay.
So there's 2 memorandums with 2 different pay rates for the same fiscal year.
Which that
Yes.
what he's saying shouldn't have changed.
so we did find the meeting minutes where at the July board meeting that there was a motion to amend that original rates and staffing memo to include to adjust it to a 3% raise because that was what it was originally supposed to be targeted. That motion was carried and passed in the July meeting. So that is where that change comes in at.
So the fiscal year, so the memorandum that you sent over with the 847 budget, where it shows the fiscal year 24-25 and fiscal year 25-26, and there's an increase in pay.
Mhm.
That column of fiscal year 24-25 is the current wages for all of the fire departments. Is that correct?
That should be. Let me just double check to.
So just to kind of give you like the staffed firefighter pay rate for fiscal year 24-25 is like $18.04.
Yes.
Sound about right? Okay.
Yep.
And the wage increase would have been to $18.40. Does that sound about
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
that is the one for that budget.
Okay. But it's safe to say that the column that says fiscal year 24-25 is what they're getting paid right now.
Yes, that is the correct rate after the that adjustment, that motion to amend that. Unfortunately, they did not send out an amended rates and staffing memo to go
Okay.
with that motion.
Okay, no worries. I just want to make sure that we have it, that one's the correct one for current day, what we're doing.
Yes.
So the budget for the 700 or 705, that keeps these wages the same, correct?
Yes, it keeps those
Okay.
wages the same. And the only difference between the two of them is the wording around the overnight, because it doesn't have the overnight stipend. It includes the essentially a time and a half for 2 volunteers if they
Okay.
run a call.
Okay, so did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, so the fiscal year 24-25 on the operating budget draft that went along with 847, that is the current wages currently. The only difference is, since there's no overnight stipend for the 700, if overnight calls, those firemen will get time and a half. Correct?
Sorry, I'm on the side of 20 or close to 23. I'm trying to keep the background noise down. Yes, that is correct.
Okay, perfect. I just wanna make sure that I'm stating it accurately.
Say it one more time.
Just for fun, okay. So the only difference between the two budgets, wages wise, is that the 700 does not include any wage increases, so it will follow that fiscal year 24-25 amount on the memorandum that we just got for the 847. The only difference is, since there's no overnight stipend, if there's a call and there's firefighters that go out, they will get paid time and a half versus an automatic overnight stipend.
Yeah, 2 volunteers would be eligible for that.
Okay.
You think, Joe?
Just look at this bottom number, it's overpaying, and it just happens to fit in our tax revenue.
On the 700, what did you?
Yes,
Ouch.
but last year we did pay for 162.
Yes, that was with the runs too.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm, like I've stated before, I'm fine with whatever budget we wanna go with. I would just like to have it as we will regroup in 6 months to see what is being spent, and if there's additional monies that is needed, we will decide it in 6 months, if it's proven that it's needed and where it's going.
Well, once all
Sure.
comes back to.
Yeah, and the audit will be back for last year, hopefully, and we'll have a little bit better understanding of where all the money has been going. Natasha did send me a bunch of documents that I'm kind of rifling through. It's a lot of numbers, so I just wanna make sure that, I'm going through that diligently. I'll probably have Shelby look at it too. Nick was looking at it with me a little bit, so that's my recommendation, that if we go ahead with the 700, that we regroup in 6 months. I mean, to me, my recommendation to the fire board would be that they look at the budget on a monthly or every other month when they meet to see where things are falling, to make sure things are being accurately putting into the line items, to make sure things are being reflected correctly.
Going into the correct account.
Going into the correct accounts, that, we need to start talking about how we're gonna pay the capital fund back. That type of thing, because it scares me a little bit with, potentially approving a budget with no capital, because my fear is that something's going to break and then we're gonna have to come up with $250,000.
That's $600,000.
And
Capital account.
And again, that's why I'm recommending that this be looked at very diligently by the fire board, to make sure that they have a handle on what is going in, what is coming out, so we're not in 12 months looking back and saying, where'd everything go?
Right.
I think it's easier to look at things as it progresses versus,
We're looking, well, I mean, the big thing is too, I want everybody to be aware of what's really going on, because the books are so goofed up, we don't know where the money really went. No one can really accurately show everything where it's at, and that's why everybody's on a big freeze.
correct,
Not we're trying to defund the fire department, we're not trying to do that at all.
Right.
I want everybody to be crystal clear that we just wanna make sure we know where the money's at, where it's going. The books are a mess, it's obvious, we've seen it, we've all looked at it, we all know.
and
My proposal is, we'll go with the 700,308.36. But we're gonna revisit this between 3 and 6 months. That's when the audit comes back, we need to get a rush on that.
Maybe we discuss with planning to doing a smaller financial review board for the fire board that's gonna go over everything every month. To make sure we get it back on the right as well.
because I find it very hard when the fire board meetings that I've gone to, find it very hard to look at 2 months worth of bills. And nobody really spends a lot of time looking at the bills during those meetings. 2 months worth of bills is a lot. I mean, they do have a lot of expenses that they have to pay on a monthly basis. And so going through, maybe we can, you know, you guys can talk to the fire board about maybe highlighting like kind of off, like sort of what I do during our meetings to say like, okay, everything's kind of the same. DT comes out every month, Verizon comes out.
Like this is a one-off.
This is a one-off, okay, our audit came out, this is why it looks so much higher. Maybe Natasha can maybe put like a highlight reel in there for you guys. So, yeah, I agree.
You're all set on it?
Yeah.
Make my piece.
I'm good with the 7.
Joel,
With a 7,
are you good with the 3 to 6 months and with the audit and
Yeah.
everything else?
yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, once you do this and they can get rolling and.
Yeah, and they can pay their bills, we don't have to worry, and
Right,
it just kind of gives us a little buffer to where they're getting their stuff paid, and then we can reevaluate it to potentially increase it in the future,
sure.
Depending on what comes back.
depending on what comes back, correct?
I mean, and I think that's a good idea to do every year, since their fiscal year doesn't line up with ours.
And that's the other difficult part, right, is that it doesn't line up, so we're working 3 months different, or no. April, May, June, July, 4 months,
Yeah.
damn near. So, yeah. So are we good to motion?
Yeah.
So I make a motion to accept the 705, 315, 36 budget that does not include capital, and we will reevaluate, no capital, no raises, and we will reevaluate increases or changes to it in 3 to 6 months.
700,000, 308.36.
Where are you getting this 700,000? No, so we are the revenue. We are
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
pay out
right,
705,
right,
315. Yeah, yeah. So those are.
Second,
Yeah. It's for the 705, 315, and 36 cents.
Yes,
that's estimated revenues.
right, we're the revenue.
We are the revenue.
Right.
We
Okay.
are the ones giving them the revenue. So that's the line item that we are going
I know, I
to.
did take a couple of budget everything.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
we're good.
so that's our piece that we would be paying is the
Let's,
705.
roll call.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, yeah. 705, 36. Increases.
3 to 6 months.
Alright, roll call, Supervisor Bogey,
Yes.
Clerk Stephanie, yes, Treasurer Joel,
Yes.
Trustee Shelby. Yes. And Trustee Nick is excused. Anything else we need to talk about in terms of fire budget?
Back to the fire board meeting next week.
Yes.
Run through.
Yep. And the nice thing is all the other municipalities have already approved this specific one, so it should be, very, very easy, yes.
All right, open up the public comment. Anybody online? Call meeting at 3:26 PM.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks, everyone.